Welcome back, fight fans. Gladiators of the Cage 19. Man, we have seen a bunch of great fights. We've been through 8 of them. We just had the co-main event. That one just took down the whole house. We have the main event tonight, but so far, who was the knockout of the night and who was the submission of the night? That's the questions that we have, but we're going to get into that here in a moment. Right now, we have our main event coming up of the evening. We're going to have Mark Cherico making his final appearance in MMA. How stoked is the crowd going to be on this, Rich?
This is going to be an incredible crowd. You think they chanted for Josh Stansberry and Joey Holt. It's going to be the whole entire building erupting at the same time. It's going to be even louder than the last.
Exactly. I agree. This is the one everyone's been waiting for. Let's go to the tail of the tape and get a rundown on these two warriors. First, we have Mark Cherico. He's 29 years old. He's 5'7". He weighs 150 pounds. He is 8-1 in mixed martial arts. He's going up against Nathan Landwehr, 27 years old, 5'9", 153 pounds, with a professional record of 6 wins and only 1 defeat. This fight is an evenly matched fight. I can't wait to see this fight go down.
This is going to be an incredible fight. I do know Nathan the Train. They call him the Train for a reason because he just comes out swinging.
Yeah, his execution seems almost flawless. He knows what he's doing every time. It's almost like watching the same thing over and over again with the guy because he's mastered. It's watching a master at his craft, and it's amazing how he's able to take high-level fighters out of their element.
He's not afraid to punch.
No.
And he's going to continue going in there no matter who the opponent is.
Let's go to Dan Bogan for an introduction of the fighters. On to you, Dan.
It's time to bring him out. First, from the blue corner, he represents SSF and the stables. Nate Landwehr. Nate Landwehr.
Interesting choice of a song here, Chuck.
It really is. It's taking me off guard, Rich, I must say.
I like it.
I do too.
I like it. Not everything has to be upbeat. It's more about getting your nerves calm.
Well, sometimes that's the case, and you know what? This song may have some significance to him. We're waiting to see Nathan Landwehr heading to the ring. Saw him at the cage, excuse me. I saw him in the back. He was warming up, doing sprints up the hallway. He did look relaxed. You know, there's all this nervousness going in, but especially being the main event, fighting a hero really in the Pittsburgh area, and Mark Cherico, once again, done so much for the sport.
I understand that the crowd may be getting impatient with this overdone entry, but guess what? He is the main event, and quite frankly, he could do what he wants.
Well, absolutely, and you know what? This is his time. This man's trained months and years, you know, just months for this specific fight, years to get to this point, and just taking his time to embrace everything and get to this moment. He's earned every bit of it. And, you know, this fight is actually, the weigh-ins were a little higher from what we had on the sheet. It's going to be contested at 145 because this, not only being the main event, it's title implications. This is actually for the Gladiators of the Cage featherweight title. Professional featherweight championship is on the line with this bout. So not only is it's almost been overshadowed because Mark Cherico, the news that's just recently breaking that he's going to be retiring from the sport, just took us all into great shock. And Landwehr stepped up and said, yeah, you know what, if he's retiring, I'm going to put the strap on, I'm going to win that belt, and I'm going to carry the torch, which Cherico's kind of carried in the area. So he's got a lot of shoes to fill if that's the case, but I don't think Cherico wants to go on a loss.
No, I disagree. He does not want to go on a loss. I mean, I agree. But
You
Nathan,
agree to disagree.
Yes, I do. Nathan the Train, we were just talking about where Gladiators of the Cage is going. We have a gentleman here fighting for the 145-pound Gladiators of the Cage title from Tennessee.
Yeah, and that shows the clout that this belt has and how much this means. We have people traveling several states away. They want to get into this. They want to get this match going. You know, they are looking to get to the next level and get to the next to the higher level of the sports, and this is a belt they need on their resume to get there.
I agree. And what better person can you take that away from than a legend in the local MMA scene?
That's exactly right.
Than Mark Cherico.
Right.
I'm very, very excited to see this fight. A little bit on Nathan the Train. He is 6-1. He is on a 4-fight win streak. His last loss was in 2013, so he has been on a tear lately. He has wins combined with KOs and TKOs and submissions. He is an all-around good fighter.
He mixes it up every which way. I don't think there's a weakness in him.
Calling to the cage from the red corner, he represents Fight Club Pittsburgh and Pride Lands Pittsburgh, Mark Cherico!
And as you heard the crowd with this, it is sad to see this may be Mark Cherico's last entrance to the cage.
You know, it is really sad to see. Mark's done so much, but, you know, we really can't dwell on that, I guess, right now. I'm just going to try my hardest to embrace what he's doing tonight. And I think he's going to come out with a giant chip on his shoulder and say, you have to knock it off. And I'll be quite frank with you, Rich, I wouldn't want to be the guy trying to take it off.
I completely agree. He has nothing. He has all he can lose right now, and this is his career right now. That is basically on the line. And now people may disagree. Why would he be quitting and retiring? Well, if nobody knows Mark Cherico, he is a huge family man. He loves his wife, he loves his daughter, and he's going to do anything he can to support them.
And when you get to a level, if you become so accomplished, a lot of people expect a lot of things from you. And sometimes what it does is it kind of gets in the way of personal and family things, and it just can happen once in a while, you know. And I don't think that he's neglected or anything like that, but he's forced to the decision and the choice. What's the next step in my life? I've already accomplished so much, and I've got a reputation, and you know, maybe he's looking for some time to go through and regroup with everything. But Gladiators of the Cage, once again, I want to thank them for a phenomenal job putting on this show and putting on this main event, and maybe being the avenue to kind of usher this great fighter out and being the last fight. And Mark Cherico has chosen this organization to do that, which says a lot. Listen to the crowd.
He brought up the organization in the local MMA crowd. There is people on this card that are simply, he is their role model.
Exactly.
That's who they want to be like, is Mark Cherico, and bless him for being here.
Absolutely. I believe Dan Bogan is ready to officially announce these two warriors.
Daddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, final round of these bouts are approved, sanctioned, and supervised by the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission Executive Director Greg Serber, Commissioner ringside, Rick Steiner-Waller, Chief Inspector Ron Rossazana. The judges for this event, Todd Kushka, Paul Reeder, and Drew Long. The referee, Chip Snyder. Timekeeper at the bell, Stephen Hammer. Position at ringside, Dr. Lawrence Biskin. My name is Dan Bogan. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening. This is for the vacant Gladiators of the Cage Professional Featherweight Championship of the World. Calling for 3 5-minute rounds. First fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 145 pounds, a freestyle fighter. He stands 5 feet, 10 inches tall, 27 years of age. His record is 6-1 with 3 knockouts, 1 technical knockout. He fights for SSF and the Stables. From Clarksville, Tennessee, it's Nate, the Train Landwehr. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner.
Amazing.
He weighed in at 145 pounds. His discipline is considered smashing bad. He stands 5 feet, 7 inches tall, 29 years of age, a record of 8 wins, 1 loss. He represents Fight Club Pittsburgh and Pride Lands Pittsburgh. From Bloomfield, it's the Pride of Bloomfield, Cherico! Let's listen in as Chip Snyder gives the final instructions.
Gentlemen, you guys are the main event. Show these people why you're the main event. We went over the rules in the back. I expect you to obey them and me at all time. I want a clean, fair fight. Any questions, red? Any questions, blue? Touch gloves, go back. Okay, sir, you ready? Sir, you ready? Let's bang, come on.
Now, Chuck, what are you expecting Mark Cherico to do?
You know what? A lot of the same on Mark Cherico. Work your punches, work your jabs, set up your takedown, look for positioning, crowd him up against the cage, get inside control, and grind out the fight.
He is a master of ground and pound. He just knows how to dominate fights on the ground, and he finishes them.
He's taken it to a whole nother level, and like we talked about, he's mastered it. His hands are now very fluent. He's become a true mixed martial artist. There's not much this kid can't do, and he's very, very good at what he does. Oh, big overhand right. That rocked Landwehr. Landwehr's awake. He's like, okay, I'm going to fight.
And as you can see, it's kind of hard for Cherico to get inside. Landwehr's just a tiny bit taller than Mark Cherico, and it's taken advantage.
Absolutely.
As you see, Cherico's working what he does best.
What a job. And look how he has taken Landwehr away from the cage, so he can't use it to push off.
He not only took him away from the cage, he landed inside mount. That's a huge thing. He just did a takedown and landed in a dominant position on top of that.
Absolutely.
The train, he's squirming. He's doing a nice job getting up. Cherico might have a neck here.
Well, he's working at it. Looks like that. Good job. Now he's going to separate. He just wants to separate this, and having a cage battle with Cherico might be the most difficult way to beat him. But Landwehr's sticking in there, throwing really good knees to inside of the legs. It's looking like he's going to make this a long fight. Hey, I'll knee you and I'll take your legs out. I'll beat you in the later rounds.
And we know Mark Cherico against the cage, he is no stranger to the cage. This is where all of his fights go. And Nathan, he's just doing a good job. He's adapting. He is very, very calm right now. And Mark Cherico's game plan, I believe, is to close the distance and do what he's doing right now because Landwehr's dangerous with his hands.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think anyone that scouts Mark Cherico knows what a master he is of ground and pound. And they're both guys doing a very good job of cage control.
Both fighters calm. They're just still reaching each other out. Cherico's having a tough time getting inside with those punches because of the reach of the train.
Yeah, and he really is giving up a lot in reach. Landwehr, tall, lean, both in great shape, and Cherico really has to work a little bit harder to get under those punches.
And we were just talking about how strong teams could be. There is no stronger team in the local MMA scene than Pittsburgh Fight Club.
They've been around.
Huge team.
Yeah, they've weathered a lot of the storms. Anyone that's ever tried to run a gym or put together a gym knows how hard it really is to keep a good gym running. And a lot of the guys you're training are trying to make a career out of some fight full time. Finances aren't always there, and it shows that guys like Mark Cherico and their contributions to their gym have kept that gym open and allowed fighters to be produced and fight on these shows and at this level.
I agree. Mark and Greg Rudolph is doing a great job with Pittsburgh Fight Club right now, if I may say. There's fighters on every single card.
Yeah, they're definitely promoting. Oh,
nice overhand right.
Wow. Landwehr just keeps coming at him, though.
He's got a strong jaw, as the fights I've seen previously to him. He has a nice, strong jaw, and Cherico's continuing to try to hit him to rock him.
Yeah, Landwehr throwing a bunch of punches, but he's keeping his hands low and his chin up. That's a recipe for disaster.
They are having fun right now. Mark Cherico's having fun on his last fight, and that's what matters.
Exactly. Good inside leg kick. Another one.
Nice. He's setting it up with the jab.
Absolutely.
Nathan caught the leg. He was slow to take advantage of the takedown. Cherico quickly pulled it away.
Nathan dropping his hands is worrying me on those exchanges. There's that big
There's another one.
Yeah, he's dropping his hands. He seems not concerned from the power of Cherico. Not sure that's a great idea.
No, you know what? It may not hurt the first time or the second time. I tell you what, you get hit 20 times like that, it's going to hurt.
Yeah, it's a game of centimeters, if not millimeters, Rich. There's such a small window where you get cracked, and it just can put your lights out. There's not a particular spot sometimes. It's just a particular way.
Cherico nice and calm against the cage. Turns Nathan around, and now he has the advantage. Yeah. He's working underhooks and a nice elbow.
Good elbow, good separation now.
Nathan punching out.
Yeah, they're jockeying for position up against that cage. Both guys realize the importance of cage control. Oh,
and a nice overhand right. He continues hitting him. And I don't know if Nathan's not feeling it, but he's sure pretending like he's not feeling any of that. But you know in a fighter's mind, it hurts.
Yeah, it absolutely does. Good thing the adrenaline's running.
That's very true. He may feel it tomorrow. Stop.
Landauer tries with a flying knee, and the round comes to an end. Cherico's pumped. Looks like Landauer's giving some words to Cherico, but I think we're in for a treat this second round.
Cherico is excited to be here. There's nothing taken out of him. He don't even want to go in his corner. He's so fresh right now.
No, he's really just enjoying the moment.
Cherico has only suffered one loss in his whole entire career, and he got caught with the guillotine. That's as simple as that.
And that's one of the easiest moves to truthfully get caught in, especially if you're a wrestler. We've all been caught in it. You know, if you've trained any length of time, that's one of the go-to moves for a lot of guys, especially Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys. And Mark has such a trend of doing the same thing so well that someone finally just caught him. They must have studied a lot of film to their credit, and they knew when to catch it, went for it, and in those matter of seconds caught it.
But everybody loses. And you know what? Cherico came back his next fight after that, did a great job.
It's inevitable. Even if you don't see it on their fight record yet, guaranteed they got tapped or they got knocked down or knocked out inside the walls of the gym. But you know what? What happens in the gym stays in the gym, Rich.
Okay, round two, you ready? You ready? Come on, let's fight.
Well, here we go. We're off to the second round. They come and touch gloves, and they come out swinging. Cherico still, he throws that jab, inside leg kick. He may be setting up for another takedown.
And it doesn't look like Landauer wants this fight to go to the ground or he's even pressed it. It looks like he's trying to keep Cherico at the end of his punches and his kicks and make Cherico go through that. But I don't know if baiting with your hands down is the right move, you know?
I agree, and he landed a strong overhand left.
We knew it was coming if Landauer didn't get his hands up. I'm sure.
And Cherico's no stranger of finishing fights, and that's what he's going to look to do right now.
And I'm sure Cherico's corner told him the same thing. The kid's dropping his hands, his chin is up. It's going to be a bad recipe for disaster if you keep throwing those punches. And he finally hit. This is not where you want to be in the second round. Getting a little fatigued with Cherico riding you.
Cherico, he goes into side mount. Nice transition. Nate puts his feet on the cage.
But watch out, Cherico will get himself. Look, he's going for an armbar now.
Awesome.
He's taking the back. Now he's going for the neck, Rich.
He's got two hooks in. He's going for the neck.
Out.
You know, he's going ground and pound. He's feeling his way. He's going to spread Nathan's hips out and open up that neck.
Landauer is fighting viciously to try to get out of this. There's a lot of work happening here with hip control. But Cherico's got both hooks in. He's got to keep the punches going. He's waiting for him to pop his chin up a little bit and get the rear naked choke.
There he is. He's spread out. It's a matter of time. Here it is. I think he's got it something.
He's got it deep. It looks like it's deep. He's
squeezing.
He's got
nice
it.
job.
Cherico ends with the rear naked choke.
What a great fight.
134.
What an absolute stellar performance by Pittsburgh's champion. And now the 145-pound champion of Gladiators of the Cage, Mark Cherico.
What a great fight. He came out and he knew exactly what he wanted to do the whole entire time.
Absolutely.
He was throwing that jab. He was trying to get inside. And it was just a matter of time. And like you were saying, Nathan kept his hands down. That's very, very dangerous. And
Can't do it.
Hey, he may not felt all the other ones in the first round, but he sure felt that overhand left right there.
I've never been a proponent of leaving my hands down to take shots to entice my opponent in. I have never been a fan of that. You know, first and foremost, protect yourself. Use your punches and your kicks to open up your setup. But you know what? Landauer's a little taller. Maybe he felt comfortable with his hands being a little lower because his jab could reach Cherico better. I don't know. Either way, you know, maybe a lesson learned there, but we've seen it happen, and man, Cherico in his corner definitely saw it also. I hope we have a highlight here. Here we go. Replay, Rich.
On Mark Cherico, he sunk in those hooks deep, and he spread Nathan's hips out. And then eventually he was throwing punches, and Nathan dropped his hands and opened up a neck.
Yeah, you know what?
And Cherico took advantage of it so fast.
Yeah, I didn't even see the tap. It may have been verbal, or it may have just been very light. From our angle, we couldn't see it. We know Chip was on it, and he didn't make a mistake. Great job there. There was no doubt about it. Once he got those hooks in, like you mentioned, he flattened them out. He was able to get both hooks. Coup de grace, gets the choke. I believe that's the 5th fight tonight with a rear naked choke. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's going to be a contender for submission of the night.
And as you see, his wife was in there hugging him, and probably an emotional moment for Mark Cherico. But I'm glad where he's going. He's a great, great man.
Down to Dan Bogan for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for both of these brothers. That's why this is the main event. You're on both. Can you not keep your minds work? Ladies and gentlemen, the end came at 1 minute 44 seconds of round 2 by rear naked choke for your winner and new Gladiators of the Cage professional featherweight champion of the world, the pride of Bloomfield, Cherico! Before I speak to you, Mark, first off, on behalf of all fighters and all fight fans in the tri-state area, I want to thank you and we want to thank you for what you've done for local MMA. Thank you very much, Mark Cherico. Now, you gotta want to thank somebody here.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take the mic 'cause I got a lot to say. I hope anybody ain't in a hurry. First and foremost, I'm wearing a shirt here for Ava Lynn Campbell. She was a 6-year-old who was killed by a drunk driver, 20-year-old kid. Got behind the wheel and I'm sitting here right now and walking off stage. So if you're really drinking tonight, do yourself a favor, turn your keys over to someone who hasn't been. Call an Uber or a taxi. You don't care enough about your own life. At least find your lives, brothers. Make this a day and destroy it. Come pick up a little baby, come out of here. My friend James Henry is selling these shirts. All the money being donated to take care of all the stuff for Ava's funeral. And they never cost them a lot of anything. So if you want a shirt, James over here, I'm sure he's a box too. So make sure you get one. You don't know this is my last fight. I decided to retire. I guess I want to dedicate more time to my beautiful wife and daughter who I love more than anything in the whole world. A lot of people don't understand that because they think I'm so close. But my dream is to be a family man and be the best dad and husband I can. And I'll be the best fighter. I'm sorry, I'm going to shut up. Fighting gives me so much. I got amazing coaches like Bob and Lou. Fighting gives me 3 brothers right here. Colin, Mike, and Luke. I love those guys more than anything. I look forward to that starting friendships and going all face punching. It's actually good. I want to thank my sponsors. Shout out to my mom over there. Mike Landwehr, that's my day one. He got me started in the lines and everything that you do every day. Helped me cut that weight when I get fat. From all the cannolis, Cherico cannolis, from the 4 and 2, 6, 8, 1, 5, 4, 4, 4, cannolis for special occasions. I guess I want to thank 2 people too that gave me my start. When I was just starting to grow up, they gave me a job. And 2 of the great people I met, I'm Nick and Melissa Mara. They're not here, but I love you guys. I hope you're watching at home. I hope you're enjoying retirement and all that good stuff. I thank all my sponsors, my parents, I kind of met a lot of words, all messed up. But I'll post a picture of my sponsors on my Facebook, check it out. And then that's it. And then I gotta do this ceremony when we retire. Last year was another award. In the page. Thank everybody for supporting me. Thank everybody for coming out. I love you all. We're going to get drunk back to Bloomfield. So you can walk over and go drive drunk. Thank everybody. I got one question for you. How much is this 100, 200 pounds? You tell me if Bellator calls tomorrow morning, if Dana White calls tomorrow morning, who do you take? I don't know if I can Bellator. Shit. UFC and all this, so I'm not going to get to that. What I'm going to do is get home and go to my brother and my wife, and then check that he's not putting in Disney World. So let's go! Thank you for playing for us, players. We've been after him for some time now to come fight for us, and Mark finally decided to fight for us, and we're proud to have him as his last fight. Enjoy your trip to Disney World. It was really nice to have a promoter that wouldn't stab me in the back after doing it for 7 years. Matt Layshaw, I hate you.
Let's hear it for the pride of Bloomfield, Mark Cherico! Ladies and gentlemen, this is our last Gladiators of the Cage event of 2015. We wish you a great Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and look for more Gladiators. in 2016. Drive safe, God bless. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Tell everyone you were Gladiators of the Cage. Good night.
Well, fight fans, what an exciting event Gladiators of the Cage 19 turned out to be. We knew we was going to see a title fight, but more importantly, maybe even than that, the retiring of Mark Cherico. And the first thing he says, and maybe the most pivotal, important moment of his life, he talks about the loss of a family losing their 6-year-old child and trying to support them with funeral costs and selling of T-shirts. That shows you the character of this person. And what a great night of fights. What's your thoughts overall, Rich?
My thoughts on that fight, it was incredible, and I'm very, very sad to see Mark Cherico go, but I know he's a good human being, and he's going to do the best thing, what is for his family, and I can't blame him. I don't have a child of my own. I do have a fiance, and I will do anything in the world to support anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that takes us to all this excitement. Big question. What was the KO of the night, and what was the submission of the night? The Gladiator, the Challenge staff, has done that. We're going to go first to the KO of the night. Rich.
KO of the night goes to Joey the Hitman Holt. He came in throwing hands. He used his hands, he's boxing experience, and he was throwing body head, and he was landing vicious body shots. And Andrew Osborne could not take it anymore and put him to the ground, and eventually the ref had to stop it.
Yeah, absolutely. There was nothing left in the tank at that point. And Chip Snyder, once again, the best there is out there, finally says, I've seen enough. Congratulations, Joey Holt, KO of the night. And that leads us to one more, the submission of the night. And how fitting on the night of the choke. I believe we had 5 fights end by choke. We have the submission of the night. If we can put that up, submission of the night is going to be. We're working on that right now because I think we're going to be surprised. Maybe there is no surprise who the submission of the night is. There could have been several, to be quite honest about it. But with the implications of the night and the matches and the significance of the event, I think this is going to tell you right now, and there won't be many arguing.
This is not only, in my opinion, the submission of the night. I'm going to go with fight of the night also. It was just a great match to watch. And as you see, Cherico was trying to get inside, and he used that cage work. He took Nate down, and he eventually sunk both of his hooks in. And what all jiu-jitsu guys learn is to spread the hips out, continue punching until a neck opens up, and he capitalized on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Pittsburgh has kind of retired and lost one of their MMA legends and an icon, not only as a fighter, but as a person in Mark Cherico. I'm sure he's still going to be around, but he's going to be doing the most important thing in his life, and that's taking care of his family and spending more time with them. So we look forward to that. It's been an exciting event here at Gladiators of the Cage 19 here in Cheswick, Pennsylvania. It was an honor to call these fights. Once again, Robert Joseph doing a phenomenal job putting on this show. Cut and Run Studios, another phenomenal job once again. Jordan and his crew, top notch. If you need them for anything, check cutandrunstudios.com. Great job of everyone. We want to thank you and let you know that the next Gladiators of the Cage event should be in January of 2016. We'll kick off the new year with a big show and a great card. For now, I'm Charlie Smith signing off with my broadcast partner,
Rich Schleihoff, and I'm also signing off. Stay strong.